Hey, what's up, guys? Toogie here, back again with another episode of my Franchise Hockey Manager 4 Road to Glory series. And there has been a little bit of time in between episodes. I just quickly want to explain why. It's not because of my complete incompetence as a YouTuber. Make no mistake, I'm terrible at what I do. I had some tech issues with the game, with the help of the guys over at FHM, again, at Franchise Hockey on Twitter. You'll hear me mention that all the time. I found out it was because of some of the mods, some of the graphics packages that I had added to the game. It got down to the point where we hit July 1st. Of course, that was right around the time where I was trying to figure out what we wanted to do. We accidentally simmed forward, lost our chance for a national team job. After that point, I was allowed to sim one day, and then if I tried to sim a second day, the game would lock up. We're talking, I was sitting here for half an hour waiting for the game to do something, and it wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't outright crash. It would just lock up. And as it turns out, it at least appears to be the case that it was because of some of the graphics packages I got from the Steam Workshop. So far, so good as far as the progress I've made, but that is why we didn't have an episode up for a little bit of time. Now, you'll also notice that I have progressed a decent ways forward. We're on August 1st, so I pretty much went through and got the team set up. We'll go over that in a second. I do just want to point out the 4 Hall of Fame nominees: Pierre Turgeon, Chris Chelios, or inductees, I should say, Steve Larmer, and Martin Brodeur is a Hockey Hall of Famer. As far as the team goes, because we are, of course, staying in Espoo, this is your confirmation. We're going to stay here for at least one more season and hopefully win that league title. That's pretty much all we can look to do, since we know promotion and promotion's not a thing, relegation is. The only thing we can really hope to do is win a league title and then move on to bigger and better things. And when it came to the approach I had, the options I had with this team, really, I only had 2 options. I could go for a couple, like maybe 2 or 3. Okay, that's nice, Dell. Thank you. You know what, let's just leave that. Why not? I'm leaving that in. I could have a couple of 3.5-star guys who would take up a lot of money because, again, my budget. Dude, Dell, what are you doing? Don't buy a Dell computer. Don't do it. It hasn't been worth it. Don't do it, ever. I had a very limited budget with how to build this team. So I could have had a couple of 3.5-star players and then maybe a couple of 2 stars, but predominantly 1.5-star players along with that. Or we could take the approach, I could take the approach that I went with, and that is having a very well-rounded team without a clear superstar, without that clear star player that can lead us to victory and put up goals in big times. The best player on our team, as far as forwards go, it's this 22-year-old Tommy Harainen, who we signed as a free agent. Indeed, last year he put up 33 points in 50 games with a There's a whole lot of stuff there. We got him on a very nice contract, though, and that was the key. You'll notice here with these salaries, for the most part, the players that we brought in, they're cheap. That is the key. The most expensive person we have on the team is worth $22,500 over the next few seasons. To be honest, he is drastically overpaid as a 2-star player. But that was the key. We also have a lot of youth on this team, including a 16-year-old that we signed from our farm team. This team is made up predominantly of free agents, but we also brought in players from our farm teams, mainly Blues A. But you'll look here. We have 4 players, 30 years old or up. That's it. This is a very young team. I'd like to think a very capable team, though, as far as what we are going to look to accomplish this year. Like I said, the goal is no doubt win the league title and then move on. Although, before I forget, I do want to name our alternates. Hershkovitz is our captain. Good old Francila here is going to be our first alternate. And let's go for... we got a couple of guys tied at 13 here. I'm not really sure. Let's go for this guy. Why not? Helenius. He will be our second alternate, although I did just take that away from Salonen. I somehow didn't notice that he was already the alternate. But that's okay. So this is what the team is looking like moving forward. As far as how much money we have left, $8K. I have $8 $100,000, I could look to maybe sign one more player. Depth-wise, we do have a backup goalie in the minors. We have 10 defensemen signed. And as far as forwards go, we have a grand total of 17. So I could bring in somebody if I needed to, if it comes down to, say, injury trouble. But for the moment, I think we're good to go. And I can only hope that this season will go well, because when you look at the upcoming free agents, a lot of our players are going to want to leave. I'm calling it right now. This is probably my last season in Espoo, for the sole fact that I don't think we are going to really be able to be competitive beyond this year, solely down to the finances. I am not being given enough money. We have 130 grand for contract extensions. So basically 130 grand to spend heading into next year. Are we going to be able to bring everybody back? I'm not sure. It's just we're not being given that much to work with. So I feel like this is our best chance. I could be wrong. Maybe we would have a chance if we stay beyond next season. But I'm just saying, I do plan on having this be our last year. And if you look, we are first in player payroll at the moment. But I do believe that is down to some of these teams not exactly having a ton of players signed right now. As you get a look at Coca-Cola, they have a couple of 3-star guys. See, like they took a similar approach, very well-rounded. I don't know if their team's completely set yet. We have Yoensu. They do have a 4-star goalie. It's looking a little bit weak though, but man, they have some promising prospects. Damn. Amatra. Let's go with the Matra. They're a pretty well-rounded team. I also just wanted to give you guys a look at our competition here. Whether or not we're going to be able to find success, I'm just not sure. But I hope we can this year. I hope we get a decent offer to move on. This team, I think they were called up this year. They don't have anybody signed. So you know what? Let's maybe move forward. Let's get to the start of the season, and we'll double check with these teams at this point. And let's see how much progress we make this season. We have arrived at the start of the next season, and before we actually get into simming, of course, because I'm not sure how much I want to sim, I might just sim the entire season. We shall see. But before we get into this, I do want to take a look at our opposition, although the first thing I should probably check is our training camp development reports, which were nothing but positives, which you'd kind of expect, given the fact that we have a very young team. So that is nice, but taking a look again, this is our roster, very well rounded. We'll take a look at Tuto first, and they are still dangerous, including, I guess they added former Winnipeg Jet Anthony Peluso. So 3.5-star players, they might already be the favorite. I mean, that is a solid team for this league. We'll take a look at Savonlinna here. They don't have that. I mean, they don't have much depth there at all. I still don't think their roster is completely set. I wonder what would happen if they don't have it set. But they do have the 4-star goalie in Larson. Rovaniemi, again, they still don't really have a roster set. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Boy, wouldn't that be nice if we just win the league by forfeit. Maybe that's what I'm going to have to hope for here moving forward into the next season. But again, our team is set, and I think for this episode, just because the offseason took so long and there's been a delay in between episodes, I think I'm going to just aim to sim the entire season here, and we'll take a look at what happens, unless something important comes up midway through the season. All right, here we go. I got a quick update for you. It's January 1st of 2019, and we currently find ourselves with a 14-11-2 record to begin the season. I say to begin the season, we're 27 games in. We're currently in 8th place in the league with 41 points, but as you can see, it's a very close race. We are at least not this team, who are already completely out of contention. So I'm feeling all right. I don't know if I expected us to be a top 3 team or even the top team in the league with this roster. At the very least, we should be back in the playoffs and should be able to contend at that point in time. Although I will note, I don't know if Santala was 3-star before, so I'm pretty sure that he progressed. We have been dealing with injuries as well. That's been a bit of an issue, as Hershkovich is actually our leading scorer. He's a point-a-game player at this point in time, but you can kind of tell we're not getting a ton of offense out of some of these people. Moberg on defense, 14 points in 17 games is pretty good, but we have been dealing with injuries, whether it's Francilo or Helenius, with a couple of minor injuries, even down here to Uomala, probably butchered that. He's only played 10 games this year. He has missed quite a bit of time due to injury. There were multiple occasions where he was nearly 100% and re-aggravated the injury, not in-game, but he had multiple setbacks, which is something that can happen in this game. Also, our backup goalie's been playing quite a few games. Pretty sure it's just because of him out competing, and it's actually really not. I mean, save percentage. The goals against average is a little bit lower. So we might not be exactly where we want to be, but heading down the stretch here, we are still in a half-decent spot. What I wanted to look at was the #1 team, and I suppose I can see why they're doing as well as they are. They do have a pretty solid squad. Is it that much better than ours? Maybe, maybe not, although they do have an old face, and Alexei Arvinin, which, how the hell can you possibly leave your hometown team? How could you feel good about that? See, look, 7 points in 27 games. You had 43 in 48 games with us last year, buddy. You should have stayed, although you are now in first place, so I guess he probably wouldn't be complaining all that much. So as far as everything goes, I think we're caught up to date. We still have absolutely no money to spend on free agents. These were guys that we contemplated. Actually, those are other signings. I was used to the other menu. It would have been an open offers for players that we sent offers to before but didn't follow up on. I think we are pretty much good to go. So with that said, let's continue simming. I'm going to get us towards the end of the season, which again, keep in mind, is right around somewhere over here, March 10th. There you go. The deadline's on the 15th. We really aren't going to do anything. February 15th, of course, it's January 1st. There's really not a whole hell of a lot we can do. So yeah, let's keep simming and see how this goes. In what will be our second to last update on the season, it's March 1st. We have a 24-21-2 record, good for 69 points. Nice. And as you can see in the standings, we're still in 8th place. Now we have 3 games left this season. 1 win in the final 3 will guarantee us a playoff spot. Shockingly, though, we have 2 teams here, both in Savonlinna and Rovaniemi, that are on pace to miss the playoffs after they were both very successful last season. So things are looking all right for us. You know what? We'll actually hold off on doing any kind of like look at the team because, as I mentioned, we are 1 win away from finding ourselves in the postseason. I'm not sure how quickly or how long this is going to take just to move us forward a day. The sim has been going kind of slow for me. I think it's finally catching up to my PC having to, you know, have as many teams active as there are. But I'm not surprised that when the playoffs are going, that it runs a bit more smoothly because obviously less teams would factor in to the sim. So we'll take a look here. You know what? With how long this is taking, never mind. All right, never mind. Again, we got to play Tuto. We got to play Sapko as well. We went 4 and 5 in the prior month. Let's see if we can get that win against Tuto in this game and seal ourselves a spot in the postseason. If that is the case, next episode we will run through the entire postseason with Espoo and what could be our last few games. We did just lose 5-2 though, as you can see. So a playoff spot is still not a guarantee. Sapko won as well, Savonlinna won. So this next game against them is going to be gigantic because if we lose this, it really puts the pressure on for that final game of the season. So there's not even a guarantee that next episode's going to be us going to the playoffs. Next episode for us could be figuring out what we're doing next and going through an off season. If this currently stands, we just lost again. We lost 4-0. I hit continue just to try and get to that game, and it simmed through. We might miss the playoffs. We lost 4-0, and our season, it's coming down to this. the last day of the regular season. Will we make the playoffs now is the question. Wow. All right. Well, don't worry. I'm not going to cliffhanger you, first and foremost. I know some of you might be expecting that. That won't happen because I need to know, as, by the way, this guy's name is Ottoville. Ottoville. That is tremendous. Let's look at the standings yet again. It comes down to the last day of the season. Who are we even playing? Are you kidding me that it's coming down to this? Next day. Kokkola. We're playing the second best team in the league. Oh, that's tremendous. Oh, that's just great. Who are Sapko playing? Who's Savonlinna playing? They're playing Tuto. So they are playing the 7th ranked team. Oh God, if we miss the playoffs, oh God. Now to get through a lot of actually, no, it's fine. I was gonna say I changed over some of the settings just to make sure I could sim through this relatively quickly, and even then it took a while. I'm gonna have my assistant coach set up the best lines possible, and we'll see what happens. Let's see, Peltomaki's the odd man out, but somebody has to be for defenseman. Oh God! All right, are there other strategies that kind of suit this team? Like, apparently we're decent with the Shiro system, but I don't really feel as though we have any tough guys on this team, but I may just have to make a panic move. Physical ratings? Let's see, it would just be strength. I'm not sure what that would be down to. It wouldn't be defensive ratings. Yes, it would. Okay, checking. Like, do we have... Like, we have some physical players, but we wouldn't be an overly physical team, so it wouldn't make sense to go with the kind of Philadelphia Flyers of the 70s style of hockey, which is why we went with the funnel. Early modern could work. I mean, yeah, the funnel is still the strategy that suits us the best. It's just, can we get a win in this last game of the season? Like, is our power play... Like, what are we set up to on the power play? We're set up on the office. Actually, let me see how well our power play has done this season. I think it would be under stats. I'm not sure. It's going to take a second to load it anyway. You know, when I started this, I'm like, oh yeah, we got the playoffs, no problem. Like, I'm not even talking the beginning of the episode. I thought when I, came to you with this update that we were golden. Apparently not. Apparently not. So let's look at team stats here. Oh, let's see. Team stats 2. Power play percentage. We have the best power play in the league and a decent penalty kill. So it has nothing to do with special teams. What is the issue then? Is it goaltending? Like, what is our issue here? If that's solid enough, hold on. Before I change that, let's look at our goaltending, because I am very concerned here. Let's see. Oh yeah, both of our goalies with under a 900 save percentage. That has been the problem. Well, in an effort to maybe fix that, panicking here. Oh, let's see. Maybe not the trap. Maybe not zone defense. The 2-3 has 5-star suitability. As does conservative traditional. Mid lane back check had 4. Like, we've been running the zone this entire time. I think I'm gonna try the 2-3 system here. I think that's probably the best way to go. There are some other 4-star deals and even a 5-star with the trap, but I'm gonna change it up to a 2-3. Let's again have our assistant coach set up the lines, and I guess one more time we'll look at the stats now, because damn, our season might be over. Norwich has only played 15 games. The assistant coach has been running with Harald, which is fine. Again, neither goalie's really been killing it. And I imagine that's down to my goalie starts, which, yeah, to be honest, I should have updated those a little bit. Backup start frequency, maybe drop that down to a 2. Start the best goalies at 2. Start again after a shutout. I do have alternate goalies in back-to-back games, though, which is the key. So for whatever reason, our assistant's just been running with Harold even. So taking a look here, Elo, 45 points in 43 games. We have 3 40-point getters, a 35-point man in Westermark, or Vestermark even. Our defense isn't really known for chipping in on the offensive side of things. I don't know. I feel as though we should be better than this. Heinola is running away with the league. I want to look at their team. Where are you? There you are. So let's see. I mean, we probably have a better, like, team depth. Like, we don't have a ton of 1-stars. To be honest, I'm not sure why they're as good as they are, but regardless, again, for us, it comes down to the last day, the last game, even, of this season. Oh, my God. And it comes down to this. The final game of the season. We are still currently in 8th. There is no guarantee that we make the playoffs if we lose this game. Now, obviously, we have tiebreaker right now on Savonlinna, which is why we are still in a playoff spot. We need to win this. They're on a roll right now. We know they've won at least 2 straight. We need to win this game. This might as well be a playoff game at this point in time. Now, apparently we have the coaching advantage. Let's see what happens. Oh God, I didn't want this scenario. It's Harold in, even though you could have argued it should have been the other one, but that's all right. We don't have Moberg. He's currently hurt, and we have 2 guys who are not currently 100%, an earache and a gastroenteritis. That sounds lovely. They're on 94 points this year, the second best team in the league. Let's go. If we lose this game, we need Savonlinna to end, as I didn't have it muted and we gave up a goal in 43 seconds. Thought I had my PC muted. I didn't. Rookie mistake. And oh God, we're trailing in 43 seconds. His 16th goal of the year, Sammy Blomqvist. All right. We have a bit of a ways to... Oh my God, guys. We're gonna miss Eric Broman. 2 shots, 2 goals. And the goaltending is continuing to kill us. Yeah, Norja's coming in. We need someone to stop the bleeding. We are down 2-0 early on in what might as well be a playoff game. To say that I am scared right now would be an understatement. As a Francila goes to the box, McKinnon goes to the box. It's a 5-on-3 for Coca-Cola that we are able to successfully kill off, and we're back on the board. We're on the board in general. Otto McKinnon gets his 10th of the year, and on our 3rd shot of the game, we have a goal. It's not bad. Can we tie it? Oh God, no! Please, please, please! Yes, Francila with the goal, his 7th of the year. We are tied. Both teams 2 goals on 7 shots. What a start to this game. Alrighty then, let's keep it going. We have tied this up. We were trailing 2-0 earlier on. We are fighting for our postseason lives. It's coming down to this. As Lettinen goes to the box, we're on the penalty kill yet again. Yet again, it's successful. We are halfway through this game. We have our first power play of the game. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with it, but immediately after, Vietti Miettinen, the 17-year-old, he might still be 16. He gets his 17th goal of the year. The Espoo product. He was on Blues A last year, and we are able to take the lead. We have another power play that we're going to be able to take advantage of. Hershkovitz from 2-0 down. We have a 4-2 lead with 4:40 to go in the second period. Hershkovitz's 11th goal of the season. Oh, God, and there it goes. Right as I was about to say, can we please hold on for the next 4 minutes? No, we cannot. Oskari Lehtinen gets his 6th of the season. It's 4-3. We have another power play opportunity. The league's best, of course, but we're not able to capitalize there. And that will do it for the second period. 7 goals combined. Oh my God. Third period, we need a win. We need a win. A point would be nice, but we need a win as we'll have another power play here. Can we take advantage of it? No, we cannot. Kyle Lehtinen goes to the box for goalie interference. And now we're on the kill. It's a 4-on-3, now a 5-on-4. We're able to kill that off. Okay, good. 12.5 to go. God. Joel Lehtinen goes to the box. We have a power play. Blomqvist to the box. We have a 5-on-3. The league's best power play, and Hershkovitz trips somebody. We still have a 4-on-3. That expires. 8 minutes to go. Come on. We are 8 minutes away from the biggest win. Oh my God. Well, maybe not the biggest win in the history of the series, because we did win some playoff games. 2 minutes to go. Yes, Harainen. I thought they were going to get it. Tommy Harainen, his 8th of the season. That should do it, maybe. Oh, God. 51 seconds left. Palve gets his 5th of the season. I'm afraid to hit the button. 51 seconds. That's all you need to do. Kill it off. Yes, there we go. The last game of the season against the second-ranked team in the league. But we get the job done. We come back from 2-0 down. It's a 5-4 victory in front of 2,894 Espoo fans. We are moving on. We outshot them 40-25. I wonder if they rested any starters. We are moving on. We are going to the postseason. Next episode, we will run through the entire postseason. Even if we get eliminated in the first round, doesn't matter. We will sim through the entire thing, and then from there, again, we will have the same question that needs to be answered, whether or not we move on. I do suppose it depends, as Ottoville Lapainen is back and will be 100% for the playoffs. I do suppose it depends on what offers become available, whether or not it's direct offers or just jobs that become available. That's going to play a pretty big factor. But for now, guys, that'll do it for this one. Hopefully this episode was worth the wait. Again, I want to continue doing this consistently, and especially after figuring out what the problems were, I should be able to do that. So have a good one. Take it easy. Support the video, support the channel. Links in the description, all that fun stuff. I will catch you guys in the next one.